'Tis the season for accidents and crashes and delays. Um, yeah. So I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be hit with some kind of weird weather going on this weekend. So leave early and arrive on time. You know, that kind of deal. Give yourself time. Maybe you double the time that you usually travel. Just double it up, and that usually ends up always getting you there on time. If it takes 35 minutes, maybe you go over a little over an hour. Uh, set your stuff so it's a little over an hour kind of deal, and then you'll arrive on time like a majority of the time, unless you hit something like a thing that shuts down the highway or something, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway, kind of deal. I'm all over the place here, but yeah, throw that out, catch it, and be ready for stuff. Get all your winter gear around. Maybe throw a couple coats in the car. Even if you're from like Florida or whatever, supposedly it's going to get cold down there, colder than they're used to, kind of deal. I got winter beaters, but I got summer beaters also, and I'd much rather have a summer beater because I'd much rather walk than that kind of deal. I don't have no deserts up here. Maybe it would flip around if I lived in the desert, kind of deal. But yeah, throw that all out there. Catch all that stuff. And you'll be less stressful. Everybody rushes around. Everybody's going to be getting all these supposed deals and such this weekend and all that fun stuff. And, jump all that, there are deals out there if you want to grab them, get your stuff, I'm doing a couple deals and all that. Everybody's doing deals right now. If you want the stuff, you can grab the stuff, but you don't have to kill each other to get it, kind of deal. You can take it relaxed, and just be ready. Be ready for everything. I keep saying, sorry about that. I know it gets annoying after a while. But just run it out and plan for it, Check your tires, check your fluids in your vehicle, make sure all that's good. Get you some things in your car so you don't have to worry about that. Get a couple blankets around, and maybe get some water and a couple jugs in case the power goes out, kind of deal, so you can still do stuff, if you got some water set aside. Just get it all ready, like I'm saying. If you leave early, if you plan, you're going to arrive on time, and you're not going to be that guy that makes excuses because they show up 10 minutes or 15 minutes late because the highway's shut down and you didn't plan on this, and yeah, look ahead, look for that kind of stuff. But when weather gets bad, you just leave early. It's not complicated. You can always arrive early and take it easy. Once you arrive early, you're there, kind of deal. You get there, so what? You sit in the break room or you sit in the thing for an extra 15 minutes. Maybe you plan your phone for an extra 15 minutes. It's not a big deal. It's easy once you're there. You're totally stressed. You can do whatever. Versus doing that stuff before, and then you're stressed to get there on time. And that works with anything. With like a lot of people are going to be screwed at airports this holiday because the weather's going to do some crazy stuff in different areas. And yeah, you show up on time. You can't make the plane leave on time. The plane might be delayed, but you'll be in your seat. Maybe you take a little nap as the plane sits on the runway for an extra 40 minutes or whatever. But there you go. You're good. You're in the seat versus trying to rush through traffic to catch your plane because you didn't show up early or whatever, or you got to screw around. Maybe you got to play with some gates or who knows what else with air travel. I don't play with planes. I don't. There's no need for me to, so I don't. But you got to have tons of people doing that, from the drive there to the terminal screwing around to all that fun stuff. And if this you're seeing this like the day before Thanksgiving, so you probably already experienced all this already. But what the heck, I'm throwing it out there. Daily thoughts. And people are crazy. People are nuts. Everything's packed right now because oh my God, they're closing for one day. All the places are closing for one thing, one day. So yeah, I mean, be ready for all the stuff. Uh, if you're you want to do your driveway, you got a snowblower, maybe you get some gas today kind of deal, but it's not a big deal. If your driveway's not perfectly manicured, it can wait till the next day. Unless you live in maybe an HOA and they're actually crazy picky about that. But if you live in an HOA, hopefully they're actually doing your landscaping for you. But, I mean, for the most part, whatever, relax, be all ready for stuff, and if stuff happens kind of deal. You deal with it, especially like you can plan your stuff out, but if somebody gets an accident in front of you, oh well. You just plan as much as you can. Like I'm saying, if you double your drive time or double your travel time in general, your expected travel time to get there and all that fun stuff, you'll probably be in a pretty good spot. And if you're already there and you're coming home and it's not a huge, it's not going to matter if you show up 30 minutes or whatever later, go ahead and take it slow. There's no need to drive crazy and and aggressive and everything, That being said, I don't want to see you on the highway going 50 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour kind of deal when everybody else is going 75, 80. I don't want to see that because that'll actually cause more issues than that. If you're going to go that slow, just take the back roads. You can usually take a back road unless you live in a state like Pennsylvania where they do some crazy things. But I'm from Michigan. We almost always have a side road where you can take and you can get there. I've done that. I've had vehicles where they're 60-mile-an-hour vehicles. They're not highway vehicles. Not square bodies with 4:56 ratio and no overdrive. Better to drive those things at 60. So you take the back roads everywhere kind of deal. Will they go on the highway? Yeah, but you're pushing $3 or $4 grand down the highway. But whatever. You just take a back road. I've done it. When sometimes I'll get out of work, it'll be 2 or 3 in the morning kind of deal, and they ain't done the roads. I mean, they ain't gonna touch the roads till about 5 or 6. So I'm plowing with a foot or 2 of snow. So I'm not hitting the highway because the highway is probably compacted down to ice at that thing. I'm taking the back roads, and if it takes me, turns a 30 or 40 minute drive into a hour and a half drive, then it does. Get your fuel and keep the thing at least a quarter to a half a tank at all times. But better to have it topped off. But quarter to a half, once it hits a quarter, you throw it in, throw some gas in, hit 3/4 of the full tank. Then you're set. If you got stuck somewhere, if you're stuck in traffic for 3 or 4 hours, you got at least a quarter of a tank to sit there and idle versus less than that. And then you get creative with shutting the vehicle off and turning it on and crazy stuff, but just keep half a tank, 3/4 of a tank at a minimum in that vehicle at all times, and you're good kind of deal. Simple as that. Same with an electric charge. You keep at least a quarter to a half of an electric charge. Once it hits quarter to a half, then you throw it in there in case once again you get stuck in traffic for 3 hours. You can let that heater run. You just sit back, relax, take a half a nap. You close your eyes and then you open them a little bit. Okay, they moved 5 feet, and you move up 5 feet, and then you close your eyes again. You're all relaxed by the time you get there because don't stress about this kind of thing. Stuff happens. But yeah, just that old adage, leave early, arrive on time. That's what my little title is here, If you leave early, you're going to probably always arrive on time. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I usually leave an hour. Always. Doesn't matter what the weather is. It's 30-minute drive. I'm usually leaving an hour. Just because, you get there And it's not a stress. You're not stressed at all. You can do stuff before you actually have to do stuff kind of deal. Because you're already planning it. And if you show up 10 minutes slower than what you planned on, because who knows, traffic jam or whatever, it's not a big deal. You got a whole, 20 plus minutes of buffer. So if you sit there for 10 minutes in traffic, it's not a huge deal. You're good. Versus you planning on getting there and only have a 5-minute buffer, and something happens and it takes 10 minutes, well, you're late. You done messed up. And then that can cause stress throughout the whole day because this and that and the other thing, or somebody on the highway didn't let you in, or who knows what, But just, leave early and arrive on time. That old adage. So there you go. Little things going on. And little daily thoughts for today. Happy holidays, y'all. And take it easy. Be safe. See ya.